Yeah, also the main character looks like a budget Kirito, and I'm like, sure, sign me up for this.
This could go one of two ways, my friend. One of two ways.
Can I get quoted? He looked like a budget Kirito. Sign me the fuck up.
Jesus Christ.
きっと約束だよいつかまた同じ笑顔で
All right, hello, and welcome to Annie Chatbox, episode 48. I'm going to be your host this episode, Cassie. It's been a while. I've been too sick and pushing my responsibilities on everybody else, so finally they had a revolt, and I have to do my job. So I will be leading today, but before we get into who's all here, I wanted to let you know we have our appropriate social links. We have our twitter.com/theanniechatbox, our email, anniechatmail@gmail.com, where you can write us the sweetest of sultry messages. And if you'd like, you can also listen to us on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, TuneIn, SoundCloud. And if you'd like, we also have a Patreon, patreon.com/AnnieChatbox. So that being said, and the unimportant stuff out of the way, let's talk about the people around the table. First up, hailing from deep across the seas, our very own pirate and JoJo, Jonathan Joestar.
Hello, everyone.
Reigning...
I was just gonna say real quick, I would love a JoJo's part themed around pirates. That's all I want.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. It really, really wouldn't.
Araki, make it happen.
Moving slowly across the ocean, we hit the East Coast and the beautiful cinnamon roll of the podcast, Cammie.
Oh, hello there, everybody. Thanks for listening once again.
And not importantly, right down the hallway, Craig. Just kidding. Wow. I'm just kidding. He's awesome. He tolerates me. We live together. He pays his half of the rent, and he makes an amazing sausage and masato choli.
Ooh.
Craig.
I'm glad I'm good for something. I was about to get out of this recording and just walk out the door. I was getting ready to get up and leave, but you brought me back with compliments. Thank you. Hello, everyone. Glad to be back. I hope you all are having a fantastic day.
Yes. Well, masacholi is pretty good. Craig makes a pretty mean masacholi.
Yeah. Pasta and cheese, baby.
You know what's not warm? The winter season. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're quite behind. There's a lot of anime that's already started, especially by the time this is going to be released. So we wanted to finally have a moment where we revealed what everybody's picks are. However, Cammie came up to me with this ingenious idea. Did you want to explain it, or did you want me to explain it?
I'll briefly mention it, where
Okay.
We were just thinking if there was a fancy-pantsier way that we could do our impression reveals, maybe try something different. And I thought, why not just go full-blown chaos? And Cassie, you know how you made those awesome bottles for us last time? What if this time the bottles got mixed up in the ocean, and each host got someone else's bottle? So, for example, my bottle is floating off somewhere, and then all of a sudden there's a bottle with a purple cap on it, and I open it, and it's not my bottle, but it's Cassie's bottle, so I get to reveal, on live air, her impressions for the season. That's essentially what we're going to do. So we mixed up each other's bottles, we each have someone's random, so this is all kind of essentially blind reaction, for all of you listening. So it should be lots of fun.
Yeah, for the most part. I'm the only one who knows
True.
everybody who got everyone.
We
So
had to
that's
have a
the
master.
fun part. So with all of that out of the way, why don't we get started? So I'm going to have John go first. Why don't you tell us who you got in their number 5 for the winter season?
So, I got Cammie.
Yay!
Oh, nice.
And,
I'm I think
Go
I know what this is.
on.
I think I know what this is. Go ahead.
I was told that, Cammie's number 5 pick demonstrates just how similar all of our choices were. And,
Okay.
because, if Cammy remembers, this particular pick was quite low on her list.
I think I know what it is.
To give some
'Cause-
context, it went pretty far low for everyone. John got his number 8 pick, which bumped Cammy to this pick. That's how crazy these are. So why don't you
Yeah.
reveal it, because everybody already knows. Let's go.
I don't.
Cammy's number 5 pick for the winter season will be Pop Team Epic.
Oh,
Oh.
yes, boys! Oh, we're on the shitpost train. Yes!
Pop Team
Oh.
Epic.
Yes,
Oh.
Popute Pipiku. Go on with that
Epipiku.
synopsis.
2 high school girls, the short and exceptionally quick to anger Popuka, and the tall and much more calm Pipimi, do insane things and swear like sailors in the absurdist comedy filled with references and meta humor.
So you all know that really awesome scene in Wonder Woman when Gal Gadot in full armor just
Oh,
brazenly walks
Yep.
across that exploding
Yep.
war field
Yes.
for the integrity of everyone around her? That
Is
is
that you?
I, as your podcast host, because
Oh.
we have to
I'm-
brave this shitstorm for the
I'm
integrity of our
inspired.
audiences who are popular to crazy things, including explosions and train wrecks, such as Pop Team Epic. So yes,
Who-
I am happy to be
Oh.
your Wonder Woman, listeners.
I love it. I love it. That is amazing.
Oh my
That
god.
is fantastic.
That's
Awesome.
A beautiful comparison.
All right.
That's
Oh.
great, Craig.
Yeah.
Which bottle showed up on your shore?
Okay, just 1 second. So my bottle, if we uncork it here, I'm reading the parchment. It's rather nice, might I say. It's aged well. It's by the reading here. It says I got a person named Cassie.
Woo!
Cassie's number 5 for the winter 2018 season will be Kokoku.
Ooh.
Kokoku.
Kokoku.
Okay, I'm gonna be completely honest. When I was making this list, I completely forgot what this even was. I was like,
Rip.
what? It's on my list. What is it? Why don't you tell us what it is?
The synopsis goes as such. Juri Yukawa lives with her neat father and brother, her retired grandfather, her sister, a single mother, and her young nephew. One day, her nephew and brother are kidnapped for ransom. Having only 30 minutes to meet the demands of the kidnappers, Juri, who realizes there is not enough time to prepare the money, decides to head to the rescue by herself with a knife in her hand when her grandfather uses a mysterious stone passed on to the Yukawa family to stop time. In a world where everyone and everything are inert, Juri and her father and grandfather run to the rescue. The two, but at the kidnappers' hideout, they soon realize that they aren't the only ones who can move about in this still world. Is this fucking JoJo's? Is this the world? Is it what that is? That
I don't
sounds
know
cool.
anything about JoJo's, but the whole reason I picked it was because I thought the synopsis sounded cool. It sounds something about trying to get to a kidnapping, and they don't have money for ransom, and they can stop time. And I'm like, okay, what are they going to do with this? So it's either going to be really good, or it's going to be another Handshakers. We won't know until it starts.
It sounds like a good game of cat and mouse waiting to happen.
But yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I kind of forgot that this was even on my list, and when I got it, I was like, well, I guess we're reaching into the depths here, because I kind of forgot this was even here.
If
Rip.
I recall,
But hopefully it's good.
yeah, if I recall, I think we both thought the trailer looked pretty awesome.
Probably, that's probably why it was there, and then I forgot.
It's been a while, guys. We're coming back. These are all surprises in their own right.
I think that I get to reveal my bottle next.
Yes.
I think.
Yes.
I think it's my
Yep.
turn. I think my time has come,
Ooh.
and so has the time for somebody else.
Okay.
Dun 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 dun.
Okay.
So, my bottle is John's.
Ooh.
John's secret bottle. Are you ready for this? Because I'm not. This is a really long title. John's number 5 for the winter 2018 season. Oh, guys, I wrote winter 2017 on all of these.
You did.
You did.
I did it. I finally was that guy who wrote 2017 instead of 2018. Please ignore. For the winter 2018 season will be Death March Kara Hajimaru Isekai Kyosho Kyoku.
There an English title for that one, or?
I am not sure, but it has the word isekai in it, so I'm already a little worried. But we'll see what happens.
Okay.
29-year-old programmer Suzuki Ichiro finds himself transported into a fantasy RPG.
Of course.
Within the game, he's a 15-year-old named Sato.
Of
At
course.
first, he thinks he's dreaming. Why? What? Are all of them named Sato now?
Yes.
Okay.
Go on.
At first, he thinks he's dreaming, but his experiences seem very real. Due to a powerful ability he possesses with limited use, he ends up wiping out an army of lizard men and becomes a high-leveled adventurer. Sato decides to hide his level and plans to live peacefully and meet new people. However, developments in the game's story, such as the return of a demon king, may cause a nuisance to Sato's plans. So to me, this sounds like Sword Art Online and what was the one?
Konosuba, maybe?
Konosuba, yeah, had like this weird one-night stand and like produced a very strange isekai baby.
Yeah, also the main character looks like a budget Kirito, and I'm like, sure, sign me up for this.
This could go one of two ways, my friend. One of two ways.
Can I get quoted? He looked like a budget Kirito. Sign me the fuck up.
Jesus Christ.
How excited are you, John? How stoked?
I mean, if there's a drawn anime for this season, I think it's probably this. So, this could either be great or bad or terrible. Like, there's no in between. It's gonna be great or it's gonna be just horrible.
I think that's wise words. Wise words. Okay.
Now, if we're all paying attention, we should all probably know who's in Cammy's bottle, but we'll make it as dramatic as possible anyway.
Yeah,
Drum
you guys
roll?
don't know. You guys don't know. Drum roll. I got Craig.
I'm doing that Jonah Hill bit where he's in like Wolf of Wall Street and he's doing that little jazz hands. You can't see it.
I love all these movie references this episode.
Nice.
And Craig, your number 5 for the winter 2018 season will be Nanatsu no Taizai.
Yep.
Imashime no Fukatsu, or 7 Deadly Sins, Season 2. Get
Yep.
hype. In a world similar to the European Middle Ages, the feared yet revered Holy Knights of Britannia use immensely powerful magic to protect the region of Britannia and its kingdoms. However, a small subset of the knights supposedly betrayed their homeland and turned their blades against their comrades in an attempt to overthrow the ruler of Lioness? You can tell me.
Yeah. Leonis.
They were defeated by the Holy Knights, but rumors continued to persist that these legendary knights called the 7 Deadly Sins were still alive. 10 years later, the Holy Knights themselves staged a coup d'etat and thus became the new tyrannical rulers of the kingdoms of Lioness. Based on the best-selling manga series of the same name, Nanatsu no Taizai follows the adventures of Elizabeth, the third princess of the kingdom of Lioness, and her search for the 7 Deadly Sins. With their help, she endeavors to not only take back her kingdom from the Holy Knights, but also seek justice in an unjust world.
Can I just say how much I love the word coup d'etat?
It's just a fun word. It rolls off the tongue. Craig, I know lots of people are super hyped for the sequel. Are you hyped for the sequel?
Hyped is a word where I said it before and I'll say it again. Craig likes to put sequels on his list just to give them shout out, but then realizes, man, was it worth giving an impression on a sequel season? I watched all this show and on Netflix way back when, and I will say one thing about this show, It's not nearly as generic as fucking Black Clover is, so at
Ooh.
least I'm going for
I
it.
mean, we'll see. Also, Craig, let's not dog on season 2s. I mean, we got March Comes Like a Lion
That's
season 2 we're going to be
true.
talking about eventually.
That's
And
true.
we can't forget about the masterpiece Love Live Sunshine season 2 we're going to be reviewing in the future. So
Oh, why do you hurt me? I kid, it had Tsurumaru. That's all you need. But yeah, it's fine for what it is. It's
we'll see how it goes.
yeah. So get hype, yo. It's weird because that anime, in my opinion, has a weird sense of adventure and a throwback to like old like 90s and early 2000s anime. So Mhm.
Very cool.
So now we cycle back.
to
Oh
John.
yeah, back to me now.
Now
So
back to me. Now back to you. Now back to me.
so Kami's number 4 for winter 2018 is Yuru Camp.
Oh my god, yes.
Nice.
Yes.
Laid back camp, isn't it?
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Good content.
Mm-hmm.
I totally haven't started watching the show.
Yes.
Synopsis goes, Nadeshiko, a high school student who had moved from Shizuoka to Yamanashi,
Mm.
decides to see the famous 1,000 yen bill featured Mount Fuji. Even though she manages to bike all the way to Motosu, she's forced to turn back because of the worsening weather. Unable to set her eyes on her goal, she faints partway to her destination. When she wakes up, it's night, in a place she's never been before, with no way of knowing how to get home. Nadeshiko is saved when she encounters Rin, a girl who is out camping by herself. This outdoorsy girl's story begins with this first encounter between Nadeshiko and Rin.
Oh my god, I'm so excited. Guys, the art is so cute. The
It
characters
really is.
are so cute. The music is like straight out of Animal Crossing. It's and there's a dog, and it's just comfy out of 10.
Wait.
Just comfy out of 10.
Comfy out of 10.
Is it a sheep?
It is a sheep, yes, I think.
Now Craig wants to watch the show.
Craig,
Fuck. I
Yeah,
saw clips.
join
I
me.
saw clips of a pink-haired girl eating cup noodles, and I'm like, I could go for a taste of cup noodle.
Oh,
Top
that clip
ramen.
made me want to eat cup noodles, actually, as well.
I also just find Nadeshko very relatable because she's scared of the dark and doesn't even know her phone number.
Yep. I watched the first episode actually on a snow day where I was snowed in from work.
Ooh,
So I
that's
comfy.
perfect.
Yeah, I like put a blanket on the couch and just watched it and just soaked in the comfort. So I'm very excited. Awesome.
Nice.
Okay, then it's
It's
Craig's
me.
turn. Yeah.
It is I, Craig.
Von Maximus the Third.
Yes. Cass, are you ready for your number 4 for the
I
winter?
totally don't know what it is.
You never saw it coming. Yo, your number 4 is Citrus.
Yes.
Ooh.
How hyped are you for Citrus?
Gonna be honest, kind of thought somebody else was gonna get this one, and then just because of how things fell, I did. And I was like, well, guess I get another show about really depressed lesbians. We saw how well it went last time. We'll see if it goes any better.
I was
this
gonna
time.
say, I hear things, so let's break down the synopsis. Fashionable Yuzu imagined the first day at her new school she transferred to after her mother's remarriage to be a bit differently. But she didn't know it'd be an ultra strict and conservative all-girls high school. So instead of a sweet high school romance, she butts heads with the stern student council president, May, who turns out to be her new stepsister. What a twist! And
Ooh.
she has to learn to that hate and attraction are often not that far apart. What does it mean? What does it mean?
Hopefully not another Natsuzo trap. That's all I can beg for.
I've seen GIFs, and there's indeed lesbians. Is it implied that they're stepsisters and their stepsister forbidden love? Is that what I'm hearing?
I mean, maybe. We'll see. I actually don't know anything about Citrus.
I honestly thought John would get this one.
And you know what? So did I. It just ended up, I'm telling you, these lists are all kinds of effed up. And to be fair, he had Citrus higher, but because I got so many stolen from me, it ended up being the next thing I could even get.
Wow.
How do you feel about being robbed?
To be fair, I didn't have it very low, but yeah, I actually thought that this was going to be one of John's, but hey, I guess this is my revenge for, Children of the Whales, I guess. All right, so I guess it's my turn.
It is. All
right, John, you ready for your number 4?
Sure.
So this is the one that gave Cammy Pop Team Epic. So John's number 4 for the winter 2017 season will be Marchen Madchen?
Oh!
What is that?
I will tell you. When the two girls meet, magic begins. Hazuki Kagimura loves stories, an Orthodox girl who is overly imaginative. Because her relationship with her new family does not go so well, the environment sends her towards the stories in which she spends her days. So this is like Matilda, I guess. One day after school, Hazuki gets lost among the bookcases of the library, leading her to a mysterious school where she meets Shizuka Tsuchimikado. It is a magic school where girls called Madchen are selected by the magical texts from the world's stories are born. Hazuki herself is said to be chosen by the Book of Cinderella. In order to become a true magician, Hazuki becomes friends with Shizuka and begins her new life at the school. So, like, Matilda meets Little Witch Academia?
Sounds like it.
John, I wanted this because of libraries and books and stuff. Why are you stealing it?
Well, he took it away from you and then he gave you Pop Team Epic.
Dank memes.
Dank memes. That's okay. I'll flip you off like they. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, at least you got Yuru Camp.
Was that on your list too?
It might have been.
Yuru Camp, I can't remember if it was on his list, but it was on my list, but I put it lower because I knew you wanted it.
Oh, you're so sweet.
But it may have been... Trust me, there's much more salt to go around. We aren't even in the top parts of the list yet.
I know.
I'm very excited to hear this salt.
This series looks cute, and it just... There's magic and cute girls, and... Yeah.
All right. Well, I hope you enjoy it.
I hope I do, too.
Next up, tell us what Gregory's.
Oh, yes. Okay. So, Craig's number 4 for the winter the winter season will be Killing Bites.
Hey!
I can't even with this
show. I think, Craig, I think you're the only one that could have this show. And John, if you are questioning...
he's the only one who put it on his list.
God. John, if you're questioning why, here comes the synopsis.
Oh, it's so good.
People have been created that are human-animal hybrids, and powerful businesses bet on the outcome of their duels. College student Nomoto Yuya's casual acquaintances ask him to drive them around to pick up girls one day, which he soon finds out means by force. The girl they kidnapped is an animal-human hybrid named Hitomi, who slaughters all of them except for Yuya. Hitomi is a honey badger, which has been called the most fearless of all animals. Now, Hitomi is assigned to stay with Yuya for his protection.
Yeah.
The end.
What?
So...
I somehow completely missed this series coming through the season.
Yeah, you did.
Honey Badger.
Yeah, you did.
Honey Badger don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
Honey Badger don't give no fucks.
How much do you want to bet that's how this whole thing got inspired?
Probably.
I mean...
And the best thing is it was a bunch of Japanese people sitting around coming up with this.
Exactly. Let's turn you into a beautiful, like, furry girl with big boobs and let him cage fight. Yeah.
Yep. So, like, I was going through my selections with Zach, and it's just like, wow, they have a crazy premise about this girl who turns into a honey badger, and it's like a seinen, and I'm like, you know what? It's gonna be garbage, but I'm gonna watch it anyway because it's gonna be ridiculous. I already know it's gonna be on Amazon. I have yet to watch the first episode. It just dropped this week, so I'm quite curious to see if it will actually be to anyone's fancy or even my own. Maybe I'm hyping this up in my head.
It'll be interesting.
Oh yeah.
All right.
What
do I have next, John? Tell me.
Tell her.
Oh, yep, it cycled around back to me again now, doesn't it?
Yeah, it has.
So, Cammy's number 3 is Hakume to Mikochi.
Ooh, okay.
What?
I haven't been given an English title, so I don't know what it is.
I don't think there is one yet.
It literally is their names. Tol means and.
Okay.
Oh.
So, it's their names.
Okay. 9 centimeters or 3.5 inches tall. Tiny girls Hakume and Mikochi live in the forest. Oh, it's this one! Living in a tiny house in a tree. Riding insects and birds and making umbrellas out of leaves. These tiny girls live a tiny life. Follow their tiny but lovely lives as they live their day-to-day in the fantastic world of tiny people and gods.
So, yeah, let me tell y'all something. Like, little young baby Cammy, like, loved fairies a lot growing up. Like, I wanted to go, like, be with fairies on Neverland and, like, Peter Pan and all that whole stuff. And so this just sounded super cute and kind of appealed to that childlike happiness for me. So hopefully this will be tiny and cute and enjoyable. So yeah.
And so far, you've got 2 very chill shows to help you chill after the insaneness of Pop Team.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I need Iyashike heels, please.
It's funny because when he was given the synopsis, I was like, "This sounds like the Secret World of Arrietty."
Hey, maybe.
Yeah, it does kind of remind me of The Borrowers.
And I did like that too, so hopefully it'll be good.
All right. Cass, are you ready for your number 3?
I have no idea what it is. Please tell me.
I will. Your number 3 is Karakai Jozu no Takagi-san. What is it, Cass? You've just said teasing Takagi-san, essentially?
Teasing Master Takagi-san.
Okay, yeah. So, Cass, why did you pick this show? Well, are you
because
excited?
It looks amazing and cute,
yeah.
and I feel kind of bad because I didn't know that John really wanted
it. Again, that also does scream a John show.
It is. It's a very Cassie show, and it's a very John show. And I actually, because we're recording this so late, I have already seen the first 2 episodes, and it's great. You can go ahead and read the synopsis, but it just seems like that whole situation when you were a kid, and it's like the kid who likes you just teases you mercilessly in class.
Yeah. So the synopsis goes as such. Quote, if you blush, you lose. Living by this principle, the middle schooler Nishikata gets constantly made fun of by his seat neighbor, Takagi-san. With his pride shattered to pieces, he vows to turn the tables and get back at her someday. And so he attempts to tease her day after day, only to find himself victim to Takagi-san's ridicule again sooner than later. Will he be able to make Takagi-san blush from embarrassment even once in the end? Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Ooh.
Dun 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 dun.
Yeah, I've actually been. I came across the manga of this by chance, like ages ago, and I've been keeping up with it. And when I found out that it was getting anime season, I was like, "Yes, gimme!"
It's pretty great.
More.
I started reading the manga too, but then I realized that I want to watch the anime first,
For the
so that I don't
reactions.
have like the punchlines ruined.
Yeah, there
But-
is that. So, though I will say there's some new content in the anime compared to the manga.
Nice.
Cool. But yeah, it's definitely pretty cute, and I think that this is something that if it keeps being as good as it is, and if it does end up going on to a pass, I think this is a show that all of us could really get something out of, because it's just silly and very nostalgic in a way.
Interesting.
You know what it sounded like to me? It sounded like just a full series dedicated to the one couple in Suredure Children, where it
Basically,
was,
yes.
Yeah.
And I know you really liked
Okay.
them, so I'm really not surprised, and I'm happy you got this one.
It's good stuff. Good stuff. Now, John.
Yep.
John. You ready for your number 3? Are you bracing yourself?
Okay, go for
Are
it.
you excited? Are you excited?
What is he grabbing onto?
Whatever got.
I don't know. I don't know if we should know. But John's number 3 for winter 2018 is going to be Toji no Miko.
What?
There is an evil creature called Aretama that attacks people, and the group of Miko has been exorcising those creatures using swords since olden times. Those who wear uniforms and swords are called Toji, who are officially called Tokubetsu Saishikito Tai.
Ooh.
Probably could have just read the stuff that's in parentheses. Special Ritual Maneuver Team.
All right.
In the police association. They are officially approved to wield the swords by the government officials. I'm going to skip some of this. Okay, so among the girls who train for the competition, there's a girl who's a bit more passionate than any of the other girls. Where would the girl with the sword aim? So I have no idea what this is. So John and
I
Lane.
will
Yeah, it sounds
admit that
confusing.
I only vaguely remember it. It's one of these. It's one of these series that's like, this sounds interesting. I'll throw it on my list and then proceed to forget about it. But I do
is that a
vaguely
good sign?
remember adding this to my list, to be honest.
Do you know where
I think
it
I
is?
skipped over the most important part of the synopsis. I guess the government established 5 training schools, and it has junior and senior high school levels of female students,
Okay.
and they basically train.
Are you?
And then I guess they take part in competitions to see who's more passionate than the others, it seems like. So it seems like a tournament arc, but all girls with swords.
John, do you just want to see girls beat the crap out of each other with swords?
Well, there's also
Yes.
the monster aspect to it, so we might see some of the monsters. I don't know. It's girls fighting with swords. It sounds something up my alley, so I added it to my list. So
It will be interesting.
again, it might be really good. It might be really bad. We'll see.
Yeah.
Okay. Then that means we're on to Craig's number 3 for
Yeah.
the 2018 winter season, and that is, just a disclaimer, I'm going to butcher this name. Hugto Precure.
You got it good.
Oh, awesome. All right. Nonon Hana is an 8th grade student who wants to be a stylish and mature big sister-like figure. She always puts on a lovely smile and loves to search for exciting things. One day, Hana meets a baby named Hugtan, and her this is fun to read. And her guardian fairy named Harry, who had fallen from the sky. At that exact moment, an evil organization called Dark Tomorrow suddenly appeared. They're trying to forcefully take Hugtan's Mirai crystal. In order to protect Hugtan, Hana wishes to do something to help her, and her wish is granted as she gains a Mirai crystal and transforms into Cure Yell. The world is overflowed with Tomorrow Powerer, which is the power to create a brilliant tomorrow, which is crystallized into the Mirai crystals. If it's stolen, everyone's future will not exist. To protect Hugtan and everyone's future, Kiryell will do her best, ne? Wow. Have fun, Craig. That sounds like an adventure.
I just want to let you all know that as on top of watching the seasonal anime, Craig occasionally will watch the yearly Precure on top of Super Sentai and Kamen Rider, and he's terrible at keeping up with these shows, mind you, but I picked this because it was the 15th anniversary Precure, so 15 years of Precure, going strong. That was before Craig realized that there was a baby involved, and apparently the producer is the same person behind Maho Tsukai Precure, and everyone and their mother started shitting on it before even the first episode dropped. It's going to start in February, by the way, so that impression's going to be delayed.
Interesting.
That's all right.
Okay.
You seem to have a habit of getting those.
Yeah, same with, what is it, that Stan Lee anime way back when. Yeah. So...
The Reflection?
Yes, you are correct. The Reflection. Yeah, I'm very curious to see how this will turn out. Maybe I will like Curiel based on the fact that she is a cheerleader and she attacks with pom-poms.
Oh, man.
So there's that. Get hype. It's, if that does actually pass impressions, then I don't know what the fuck we're gonna do for that thing. So that's also another.
We can figure that out when we get there. Let's see if it's any good.
Yeah,
I just love the contrast in your picks where we go from Killing Bites to Precure.
I just like John's reaction to Killing Bites.
Yep.
What?
That was amazing.
You have a good point. We just went from like the weirdest of the weird to like a children's show.
Listen, I know I'm a grown-ass man watching shows for children, and...
Listen, that's fine. That's not the joke I'm
plot.
making. The joke I'm making is you went from a show about a honey badger to, like, happy cheerleaders fighting crime.
Yep.
You could be a grown man and watch whatever the fuck you want.
Listen,
that's part of being a grown-ass man.
That's
there's
true.
There's a stark contrast, and I like to go for both ends of the spectrum to see what the quality is at both ends of the pool.
I will say, Curiel's design is also super cute.
Right?
It is
So-
pretty cute.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to check
All right,
out.
let's
in a
move
bit.
back around, John.
Yep. So, Cammy,
Mm-hmm.
ready for your number 2 pick?
Oh, yes.
I'm actually really interested in hearing your reaction to this because your number 2 pick for this season is Gakuen Babysitters.
Yes! Awesome! Yay!
I don't think I've heard of this one.
I believe it's like high school babysitters or school
Yeah,
I think
babysitters.
it's
that sounds
school
about right.
babysitters, yeah.
Okay.
The synopsis goes, after their parents are killed in a plane crash, Ryuichi and his younger brother, Kotaro, are taken in by the chairman, who they had never met before, of an elite academy. Ryuichi becomes the school daycare's new babysitter.
Okay.
That's what it says.
Oh,
Ryuichi
that's
it.
becomes
Okay.
the
Okay. I
thought you
school
were-
daycare's new babysitter.
Okay.
I thought you were pausing for dramatic effect.
Nope, that's it.
That's it. Is 2 sentences.
So I looked at this title immediately and I was like, I'm a preschool teacher. And I come home, like, it's an adventure, and sometimes I come home frustrated, and I was like, but this is really pretty anime boys doing daycare, and it just looks so cute. And I was like, first off, let's see how accurate it is. Second off, I just think maybe it'll be really funny or charming or relatable. And I've watched the first couple episodes, and I'm really happy that I picked
Okay.
it.
That's
Yeah,
good. That's good. That's seeming like it's good.
Yeah. It's good. It definitely doesn't make me like feel stressed about work,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
This is
Yeah,
this is too
that'd be bad.
relatable.
Yeah, no, I mean, you can animefy lots of things and it will make it better for me. So that should be a nice one to check out.
Nice.
All right.
Mhm. Okay.
All right. So I guess it's my turn then, huh?
Mhm.
Cassie, your number 2
Yes.
for winter 2018 will be Violet Evergarden.
Yay!
Ooh, girl, get it.
Before I dive into the synopsis for this, Fun thing about this show, it's acquired by Netflix and is able to be streamed everywhere outside the US for whatever frackin' reason. It's been dubbed. I think it's dubbed weekly or something. I don't know how they're handling it, but John, you should.
I don't know, but it's one of those few times where John can watch the show, but we can't.
Yeah. So John, check that out. I saw one of the voice actresses from Persona 5. Shout out to her, Erica Harlacher, said, "Yo, you can watch this," and then immediately her follow up to it was like, "Oh crap, you guys can't watch it in the U.S. Well, congratulations, UK." And I'm like, "Oh well, rip." So, with that being said, the synopsis goes as such. There are words, Violet heard on the battlefield, which she cannot forget. These words were given to her by someone she holds dear, more than anyone else. She does not yet know their meaning. A certain point in time, in the continent of Telesis, the great war which divided the continent into north and south has ended after 4 years, and the people are welcoming a new generation. Violet Evergarden, a young girl formerly known as, quote, the Weapon, has left the battlefield to start a new life at CH Postal Service. There, she is deeply moved by the work of Auto Memories dolls, who carry people's thoughts and convert them into words. Violet begins her journey as an Auto Memories doll and comes to face with various people's emotions and differing shapes of love, all the while searching for the meaning of those words. Damn, that actually sounds really cool.
Yes.
It does sound really cool, and it looks gorgeous, but then it's Kyoto Animation. And then, to be honest, I've just been really wanting a Kyoto Animation show, so I put this as high as humanly possible. I wanted this show so bad.
Their last one was Maydragon, right? They didn't do anything else last year, right?
Yeah, basically.
Nice. So this thing will be nicely animated with probably a good sizable budget.
Yeah, I haven't started watching it yet, but I've been told that it has a very interesting first episode. So,
Okay.
I'll have to check it out. Not interesting necessarily in a bad way. I've just been told it's interesting. You know that conversation when you have with someone when you're like, "Oh, how is that show?" And they're like, "It's interesting," and you're like bad, and they're like, "No, it's interesting."
Yeah.
So
it'll be a wait and see.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, so I'll definitely check it out. In the most legal way I possibly can.
Yeah.
Moving on, I think it's my turn.
Mm-hmm.
John, are you ready?
Sure.
In the most wise words of Taylor Swift, are you ready for it?
Ha ha.
So, John, your number 2 for the winter 28 season is going to be Beatless.
Oh, what the fuck is Beatless?
I'm not sure. And John maybe can explain a little bit more. I had this pretty high on my list too, just because it looked really pretty. But let's find out what it's about. With the introduction of an ultra-advanced AI that surpasses human intelligence, beings that mankind is yet to fully comprehend, made from materials far too advanced for human technology, begin coming into being. Lassia, an HIE equipped with a black coffin-shaped device, is one of these. In Boy Meets Girl fashion, 17-year-old Arato Endo has a fateful encounter with the artificial Lassia. For what purpose were these artificial beings created? Amid questions regarding the coexistence of these artificial beings and humans, a 17-year-old boy makes a decision. So this looked really cool.
Yeah.
The PV looked really cool.
I'm not gonna lie when I say Violet Evergarden, and this sounds like some weird existential, like Ghost in the Shell, near Automata levels of stuff where mankind and machine. And I'm like, what?
Kinda.
You actually sounded excited about this one. Unlike your other ones, apparently.
Yeah, even going in, you're like, yes.
No, there's a number of reasons why I picked it. I put it so high on my list, actually. One is that it's the same character designer as wow, I'm just blanking on the name right now.
Is it a Gundam? Is it
No, not Gundam.
Is it Girl Fighters?
But yeah, the guy that pulls weapons out of people's chests.
Guilty Crown.
Guilty Crown, that's the one.
Yep.
Same character designer behind that.
Okay, you got me.
Okay, that explains why it all looks so pretty.
You got me. You got me. Wait, is it Troika? Is the studio Troika?
I
don't know.
Can't remember, to be honest.
I'll go look it up while we're talking here.
But yeah, there's also like combat robot girls, and just there's a whole bunch of things in it that was like, this sounds up my alley, and it looks pretty. I love the character designs because I've actually seen these character designs like years ago, and
It's Dio Media. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Yeah, actually, it's funny enough. I just looked up Studio Troika, and they're doing a show this season. Not to take away from John a little bit here. Idolish 7. Never heard of it.
It's the boys' version of Idolmaster, I think, or something like that. It was on my list at some point, somewhere, but it's an idol show for men.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
yeah.
But anyway, continue, Legit.
But yeah, I actually saw like character designs for this years ago, and when it came up, I was like, oh wow, they're actually making this into an anime, and that's really cool. So, and yeah, but I will admit, most of the reason why I put this high on the list was probably the character designs,
Robot Girl,
and Robot Girls.
Oh. I was about to say, Robot Girl just screams John to me.
Mm.
Yeah, I saw the trailer for this, and it looks really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe there's like a music theme to it as well, because... But yeah.
All right. Craig, are you ready for your number 2?
Yes, ma'am.
I think
Give
you're
it
even
your best
more
shot.
prepared than you already know. Because your number 2 pick is Devilman Crybaby.
Oh, you mean Devil May Cry Baby?
Don't get us confused. Devil May Cry is also an actual anime. Don't confuse the audience.
I mean, every time somebody said Devil Man Crybaby, I still hear Devil May Cry. They say it right. I still just hear it wrong.
I just
Like,
at a certain point just started calling it just Cry Baby. So yeah, I'm hyped for this show.
it's not like you already watched all of it or anything.
It should be noted that I watched all of it on Netflix, and it was a simultaneous release in Japan and the US, and all of it was released a few weeks ago, and it was a trip to start with, but God, does it fucking go places!
Don't say too much.
I know.
Well, you know what? You know what it sounds like, Craig? It sounds like you, out of all the people here, need to hear a synopsis for the show.
I do. Tell me more, please.
Okay. Akira Fudo is informed by his best friend Ryo Asuka that the demons will revive and reclaim the world from the humans. As the humans do not stand a chance against the supernatural power of the demons, Ryo suggests fusing with the demon. Akira then becomes Devilman with the power of a demon and the heart of a human.
Yeah.
Really glad someone's going to be covering this, because I have seen this show just getting so much coverage, like, from the community. So
Definitely.
Didn't your boyfriend watch all of it?
He did, actually. He just watched it like 2 nights ago.
Nice!
While I stayed upstairs coloring, because I am too weak of disposition for Devilman.
Yeah, so I'm obviously very hyped for it. Stay tuned for the impression, where ultimately I'll have to pass a judgment on this show. Yeah.
Pass judgment on the devil.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Get it?
Whoa.
So this is going to be great, because now we get to go around to the last rounds, and this is the most important part.
Number 1.
Number 1.
Cammy, are you ready?
Yes.
Right. 声は雨上がりのように。
Yay, that was my actual number one pick. Exciting.
Yeah.
I don't know what the English translation of that is.
I do. It is Love is After the Rain. I will say a note for people that are trying to catch this casting on Amazon Prime Video. They have it titled as After the Rain. It took me a really hard time to find it. So
Oh, really?
Oh, good to know. I need to watch. Is it already airing?
Yeah, episode 1 is up on Prime. Yeah.
Cool. I need to check this out because it sounds interesting. Speaking of sounding interesting, what is it about?
Yeah, the synopsis goes: Akira Tachibana is a soft-spoken high school student who used to be part of the track and field club, but due to an injury, she is no longer able to run as fast as she once could. Working part-time at a family restaurant as a recourse, she finds herself inexplicably falling in love with her manager, a divorced 45-year-old man with a young son. Despite the age gap, Akira wholeheartedly embraces his mannerisms and kind nature, which is seen as spinelessness by the other employees, and little by little, the two begin to understand each other. Although unable to explain why exactly she is attracted to him, Akira believes that a concrete reason is not needed to truly love someone. On a rainy day, she decides to finally tell her manager how she feels, but just how will he react?
So Noi Tamina block, which I tend to usually gravitate towards. It has really, really beautiful promotional art. And honestly, the subject matter seemed interesting to me. Like, out of all the kind of taboos that are addressed in anime, at least, like, typically age gap isn't one of the ones I'm usually creeped out about. I mean, obviously in certain aspects of anime I don't like it, but in realm of like the, you have the siblings and like the yaois and the yuris and stuff like that, like yeah, I don't know, this one I feel like I can come to with an open mind, and it sounds and seems like the show is going to present a controversial subject matter but handle it well, hopefully. Kind of in the realm of a lot of things that Kuzuno Honkai brought up and handled maturely. So I am pretty excited about this one.
So you haven't watched the first episode then?
I have, but
nice.
I figured that'll be fun to save for the review. But oh my god, guys, the art looks like 80s shoujo manga. It's really beautiful.
Ooh,
okay,
interesting.
That's about it. Yep.
Yeah, I was talking to somebody about this earlier today, and I was just like, this is either going to be done really well and ask some really cool questions, or it's just going to come across as super creepy. It can only do one or the other.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what it does, and if it does really well or if it just kind of flops. So I'm intrigued by this one too.
Yay!
You know what I'm intrigued by? Cass's reaction to her number one, even though she knows what it is.
Oh, listen, everybody knows what it is. Come on.
Cass, your number one Winter Anime 2018 is a little thing by Clamp known as Cardcaptor Sakura Clear Card Arc!
Woo!
Listen, you all just handed this to me. You didn't even fight me for it. And I'm so grateful. I watched the first episode of this and cried.
Yeah.
Like, I love this show so much.
And then you watch the second episode and you and...
We'll talk about it more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I will say the first episode made me cry. I had so much joy. So much joy.
I think as much as I want to see it, I'll watch it anyway, and
yeah,
I felt bad for last season. So.
Don't feel bad for last season.
So yeah, I was like, no.
I will never hold it against you again.
I'll purposely put this slightly lower on my list because I know Cassie really wants it, so I'll let her have it.
Go ahead, Craig.
I was just about to say, I remember you guys talking this show up for a good half a year before it finally started dropping on the sites, and you all were like, it's going to be a 3-way dogfight for this title, and I'm like, over here in my...
Right? And then everybody were just like,
I'm just,
Cassie deserves
and
it.
I'm over here in my corner. I'm in my corner just eating popcorn. I'm like, I haven't even seen any of Card After Original.
So what you're saying is you're disappointed that there's not a dogfight going on.
Yeah, kind of a little bit. I brought popcorn. I was sitting on the sidelines, but no one showed. There was no actual fight. There was no fisticuffs. So,
Cassie showed up, and the rest of us was like, nah, she can have it.
Yeah, it was kind of. I went back to try and get a refund for this match, but I unfortunately didn't get anything.
I showed up with a nuclear button.
Oh, I was just gonna say Cassie showed up to the party and we all said surprise and handed her presents. I feel like that's what it was.
Yeah,
That's even better.
Okay, there you go.
That's even better.
I like it. I like it.
But yes.
But for those who don't know what Cardcaptor Sakura is,
Somehow.
Your childhood
synopsis plus.
synopsis goes as such: 14-year-old Sakura starts junior high school along with her friends, including Shaoran, who just returned to Tomoeda after having a dream with the mysterious cloaked figure. All of Sakura's cards turn blank and are rendered powerless. Thus, she starts her quest to find out what is wrong. In doing so, Sakura and her allies discover and capture new transparent cards using a new key.
I'm so excited.
The secrets
Yay.
of the cloud.
We're all a mystery. When this mighty book was open, the powers were set free.
Card characters. I'm happy for you, Cass. I really am.
Yes.
Mm.
Congratulations.
I'm excited. Congratulations. Okay, now I get to go over here and talk to you, John.
Yep,
Are you ready for it?
sure.
Okay, so why do you sound so unhappy before I even say anything?
No, I'm just bracing myself. I think I know what I got, but
The last two,
So-
he sounded so
So
just.
your number one for winter 2018 is Fate Extra Last Encore.
Ooh.
ooh,
Not surprising. Not surprising at all.
Honestly, nobody deserves this more than John, except for maybe Candy. like
It's
I kind of put it on my list as a filler. Like, it was just...
I forgot it was a thing.
Yeah, definitely. So, you sound happy, John.
John.
Yep.
Say it. Say it.
Say it.
Say
John.
it, De Niro. Yes.
Wait, what did he say?
So Red Saber in Fate Extra, she says "Uma" just as her little
Okay.
catchphrase, and it's
Okay.
super cute.
yep. She says it all the time. It was like, okay, there's two things that were like my 1 and 2 picks, and so it's like one of these things is not like the other, and
One of these things doesn't belong.
Listen, the last 2 seasons, somebody didn't get their number 1.
Yeah.
Last season, I didn't get my number 1. Because John took it.
yeah.
And then this season, John didn't get his number 1.
You feel betrayed.
Because some other jerk stole it. But we'll get to that.
Yeah.
But no, your number 1, Fate Extra, Last Encore. Waking up in a strange virtual world with no recollection of his past, Hakuno finds himself forced to fight for survival in a war he does not understand for a prize beyond value. The opportunity to have one's wish granted. With only an I hate this word, enigmatic?
Yeah,
I've always hated that word.
enigmatic. Yep.
Servant by his side, Hakuno Kishinami will have to face both friends and foes in battles to the death in order to not only gain possession of a mysterious object known as the... Guess?
Holy Grail.
Guess what it's called. But also find the answer to the most important question of all. Who am I?
Yep. Based on the Fate
Video
Extra
games.
game,
Mhm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
that came out on the PSP.
They-
I have played it. I actually never finished it.
Type Moon is just raining in money at this rate. They're going to milk Fate for all it's worth at this rate.
Yeah,
But who
kind
doesn't love
of. But
Fate? I mean, obviously somebody does. They keep making them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. John's
It
giving him
is-
money.
Hey, I'm not
Cameos
the
too.
only one
Secretly,
who-
Big
John
Grand
is a
Order.
millionaire. Yes. Secretly, we don't know it, but John's like a millionaire purely funding the Fate
I
franchise.
wish.
Why do you think Unlimited Budget Works looks so good?
He founded
Hey.
UFO Table.
Hey, if that was the case, I would have had them. I would have thrown more money at Fate Apocrypha as well.
Fair.
That's a good point.
This should be fun though, because this is Shaft
Hmm.
doing Fate.
Oh yeah,
so-
definitely. Mhm.
Very interesting
I wonder how
choice.
many head tilts we'll get.
Ooh, I want a Nero head tilt. Okay.
I want to stained
Yeah,
glass head tilt with Nero.
If Nero doesn't do a head tilt, we're going.
Wait.
Mm.
Is Elizabeth gonna be in this? And Tamamo, are they gonna be in this as well?
Probably.
Ooh, snazzy.
New waifus. Get excited. Yep.
Yes, all the waifus.
But Craig, you
Hi.
have more things to get excited for.
I do.
Burn the traitor.
Yeah, I think he's the one that took my number one
Yep.
pick.
Yeah, I did.
Craig even knows. Craig even knows.
I
He
did.
has Darling in the
Mhm.
Franks, or Franks, whatever the fuck. I say Franks.
Mhm.
So,
Either way, it makes me want a hot dog.
Darling in the Frankfurter,
kinda-
yes.
I kind of want a hot dog now too from Five Guys. Thanks, Cass.
Let's
You're
see
welcome.
if there are any in the synopsis. The story
Damn.
is set in the distant future. The land is ruined and humanity establishes the mobile fort city Plantation. Pilots produced inside Plantation live in Misteline, also known as the birdcage. Children
Okay.
live there, knowing nothing outside of the outside world or freedom of the sky. Their lives consist of battling to carry out missions. Their enemies are mysterious giant life forms known as Kyoryu, and the children pilot robots called Franks to face off against them. For the children, riding the Franks proves their existence. A boy named Hiro is called Code 016, and he was once known as a prodigy. However, he has fallen behind and his existence seems unnecessary. Not piloting a Franks is the same as ceasing to exist. One day, a mysterious girl known as 02 appears before him. 2 horns grow out of her head. And yeah, that's
Mhm.
the end. It's a weird concluding line, but you know.
Yeah. John, how do you feel about Meatloaf jacking this from you?
Jack.
It's the giant robot series.
If anything, I'm the one who feels mildly bad because when he was trying to come up with things to put on his list, I was like, hey, John, have you seen this Totally John show you should put at the top of your list?
And you know how I got that number one? Zach was like, listen, we don't know how well Devilman's gonna be. At least this has Studio Trigger and A1, and it has giant robots. Put it high, put it number one, because at least it'll say something about it. And I'm like, true.
But yeah, it looks like it's going to be pretty good. And if anything, I think a lot of us are planning on watching this one anyway. I'm planning on watching it just because of the studios involved.
Yeah,
Mhm.
same.
Mm-hmm. Nice
Like,
collaboration.
I love Trigger, and I love A1 Pictures, and they made a baby.
The robot baby.
A robot baby. And listen, I might side-eye mechs most of the time, but then you gotta remember, some of my favorite animes are mech anime, and one of those was made by Gynex,
Yes.
that became Studio Trigger.
Oh,
So it looks interesting. It looks real pretty.
Very
Um,
pretty.
The two studios involved are some of what made me really want this series, but no,
John,
You still
at
be
least
watching
Craig
it
got it.
anyway.
I was gonna
I'll still
say-
be watching it anyway. Yeah.
I was
I
gonna-
mean, you stole libraries and gave Cammy Pop Team epics.
Oh yeah, I can't be too salty about this actually, considering I did that. I'm sorry.
Meanwhile, I'm just not even caring about the rest of my list. I'm just sitting in a corner and going card captor soccer, card captor soccer, card captor
You're
soccer.
just huddled in
Floating
a corner.
cloud.
Yeah, so I've heard, like, I actually only heard one opinion, and that's Zach saying episode 1 was it's something. I've seen gifs of it, and it definitely looks pretty. So pretty bizarre, if anything. So I'm quite excited. I've yet to watch
I
it in the
saw
end.
a tweet about this, and it basically said this redefines the term love handles.
Huh.
Interesting.
Now I've watched episode 1 and now I'm really curious. I can't think of what that's about.
I've gotten 2 opinions. One, I asked a friend and I was like, so how was episode 1? And they were like, it had nice animation.
Yeah.
And that was all I got.
Yeah.
And then I asked my boyfriend about it, and he's like, I liked it.
There you go.
Probably because for a lot of the reasons that a lot of people didn't.
Mm.
But I liked it. And I was like, okay, cool.
Oh.
Okay, so this sounds interesting. So
Yeah.
we got a lot of interesting things on our list, and a lot of things that I didn't expect to actually be stuff we'd be watching this season. So it's going to be cool, guys. Winter's going to be good.
I can't wait to see this breakdown of how all of this culling of the lists between all of us happened. I want to know which one got everything. Because Cass, it sounds it sounds like Cass, your list was like you said, everything was taken except for card captors for you at one point.
Things got moved around a lot. If anything, we'll talk about it after the show. But for now, unless anybody has any more things to say.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
Anybody?
Hype about the season.
Yeah, I'm good.
Lot stuff that
I'm
I'm going to be watching even though I didn't get it. So
Sharpen the knife, stab Craig in the back, like he just did to you.
don't.
Only if I fail the impression.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Though
He's gonna pass Haguto pre-cure and fail Darling in the Franxx.
Oh, just think about how screwed you all are if I pass Pop Team Epic. Like, let's just
Okay, listen, that's part.
I will ride that gravy train. I've been tempted.
I will too. How about this?
Crunchyroll's
If you
been tempting
guys
me.
think, if you, Cammy, if you actually believe that Pop Team Epic is the sleeper of the season,
Yeah,
that it is something
baby.
that nobody is actually giving the credit that it deserves, which people are. I see it everywhere. But if you think
Those
that we
memes.
need to talk about it, then you know what? You could just, tie me to the tracks, baby. Run me over with the train. I'll go with it.
I
Right
think
on.
if you pass it, I think we're all going to end up watching it just to
No,
see
that's
what.
that's
the heck it is.
mandatory.
Yeah.
If she passes, none of us have a choice.
We're all going to watch it.
Yeah.
power is in my hands now. No, I'm just kidding.
If we go down, then we go down
together.
Meanwhile, you talk about me standing behind Craig with a knife. I was just also standing here looking over my shoulder at Cammy with her knife over.
Yes.
Everybody's just looking at everybody angrily, and I've got card captures.
Yeah, you're floating. You're like
You're
floating on a
bliss
cloud
over
with
there,
Hiro.
Cass. Ignorant
Like-
bliss.
You're like with Kiro while he's like, yeah, it's time for Kiro's Corner. Let me tell you, all the hosts are gonna kill each other.
Sakura! Danny Chatbox is gonna kill each other over the ratings!
But yeah.
I mean, if anything, it'll get us views.
But yes.
That being said, thank you guys for listening in on our winter 2018 picks. We know it's a little bit late, but we're going to be rolling back in and getting back to reviews starting, this week. So tune in next week to hear our first review and first saddle back into the horse, as it were.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, my prince, my feet cannot reach the stirrups.
Oh my god, bless.
I'm sorry, my prince. My feet can't reach the stirrups.
But for now, thank you guys so much for joining. If you'd like, again, you can shoot us an email at anniechatmail@gmail.com or follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/theanniechatbox. But for now, let's get out of here, guys.
Alright.
Alright.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, Yasumi.
Peace.